Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? So, in today's live, I'm just doing some work here. Maybe a quick training toward the middle of end of this live, and then we'll go from there. So, if you have any questions, post them down below. And if you want a free Google Ads strategy call, I'll put it here in the chat below as well. Let's see, put that here. So there, right here. Perfect. Pull this down. I can't I move this? That's odd. But anyway. So yeah, if you have any questions, drop them down in the chat below. I'm doing some work over here on the side, so I will answer accordingly. And like I said again, we're doing a quick training of Google Ads depending on how far I get into this. All right. That's good. It's working. Let's see, I would start a poll. Let's see if this will work. Are you currently Google Ads? Yes or no? Start poll. I wonder what that looks like on my end. All right, so I did put a poll over here on the in the chat. Not sure where exactly it's located at, but are you currently running Google Ads? Yes or no? Let me know, and go from there. But as of now, I'm gonna do some work real quick, and you guys can just chill and work with me. All right. So right now I'm just looking at some RSA's assets just to see if they are like what's the performance on them and if does it make sense. I'm utilizing this new creative testing template that I came across in one of my coaching groups. And so what you do is you download all the assets from the RSAs, and then you pull in the key metrics like total impressions, clicks, conversions, and then you take those performance metrics and you convert them into performance quadrants, so you can diagnose which ones are actually performing the best. So right now I got a whole, I'm looking at descriptions right now. So out of these 4 descriptions, 2 of them are performing really well, and then the other 2, they're getting shown the most, but they have a lower conversion. I guess you'll call it conversion per impression. So meaning that they're converting less based off of the impressions they're shown compared to the other 2 that have a way lower lower visibility, but they have much higher uh, conversion per impression that they're showing for. So it's very interesting, very interesting. Which account is that? All right, I'm gonna pause this off and continue with the other one. I'm trying to find a bigger account with more data that I can test this with. Probably be this account here. I'm do a quick audio test real quick just to make sure the sound is coming in. Do a quick audio test real quick just to make sure the sound is coming in. Do a quick audio test. Perfect, perfect. Trying to get my camera right. I think that's cool. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. I can just look over here and make sure stuff is straight. All right, so let's go with the high spend converting campaign, well, high spend campaign, and then the high spend asset or ad group, and then download from there. So it looks like I can actually pause this off. And let's go with this one. And segment this by headlines. So I have all the headlines in one spot from this ad group, download, and then I can basically maneuver around which one's working the best. If you're just joining in, I'm just doing some work. If you have any questions about Google Ads, be sure to drop it down in the chat. And our question of the day is, Are you currently running Google Ads? It looks like we got one person that says yes. So that's a good. So how did you get your first freelance client? Um, I'll say my first freelance client came from volunteering and doing, what'd you call it? The Google grant accounts with the nonprofits. And that ended up turning into a long-term client for me. But as of now, the way I get clients is I just post videos, go live like this on YouTube, and then potential business owners will see my videos and schedule a call with me, and then I just pitch my services. Well, I don't pitch my services in the call. I just make sure I just provide as much value as I can on the calls. And if they look like they're a good fit and they're spending the right amount of money, they have a good budget, then I would pitch my services. I'm basically just make sure that they're a good fit for me versus just giving them anything. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that answered your question. If you got any more questions, shoot them. Shoot them down below. What's that? That Abheev guy? Abheevan? How you say your name? But yeah, basically what I'm doing now is I'm downloading the assets from a Google, right? I'm downloading the assets from one of my Google Ads campaigns. Let's see if I can show you real quick. AB. All right, I got you, dog. AB. I'm gonna show you what I'm doing real quick. Since it's just headlines and descriptions, you can't really see what the client is. So give me 1 second and I'll basically do this on screen. I'm gonna hide this section real quick. All right, and then let's see, window, and we'll jump into Google Sheets. All right, so this is what I'm looking at now. So I basically just downloaded all the data from last year, the first till December of last year, since we're in the new year. And then Google has finally answered our prayers. And so we have access to the headline and description data. So I can see which headlines are getting the majority of clicks, impressions, and also conversions as well. So what I'm doing is saying which headline, I got it hidden, the actual headline text, but which headlines are generating the most conversions and which headlines are getting majority of the impressions but not converting at a good rate. And then from there I can kind of A/B test which type of headlines I should be doing next. That'll probably be something I do later on this month. Is just trying to formulate some newer headlines for this client here. So make these columns the AIS, which is basically the asset impression share. How do you download these reports? You click ads, and then you'll see all the ad copies, and then right at the bottom you'll see where it says, let me see if I can find it, because I don't want to pull up the account. I'm gonna pull it up on this screen here. But yeah, you go to the ads tab, and then right where it says see asset report, it'll pull up the key metrics for each asset. All right. it'll say see asset details, and then you'll see all your headlines and descriptions with these metrics, and then you can pull in those metrics that make sense to you. Let's see. Fazil is saying, why am I getting no conversions? Um, Depends. Do you have conversion tracking set up correctly? If you have conversion tracking set up correctly, that would be the first part I would tackle. Are you tracking for phone calls or forms? And if so, you want to make sure that's properly firing first. Are you tracking correctly? And then we can go from there, because I can't just say why you're not getting conversions. So the number one question would be, are you tracking properly? Let me stop sharing this real quick. I gotta move some windows around. Because I just had that window up. Let's see. Where is it? I might just have to pull it up again. Okay. Yeah, I'll share my screen again, and then I'll basically just go through this. Looks like we're getting more people on the poll. We got 63% saying yes and 33% no, they're currently not running ads. AB says, how do you use AIS? Like pinning the best performing headlines or something? I'll show you real quick. I'm gonna go through this once I fill out all the all the information I need. I'm just getting my windows together. But AIS is the impressions divided the asset impressions. So this asset here, its impressions between this time frame divided by the total account impressions. And then that gives you your AIS, which is the asset impression share. This will tell you what percentage of the impressions that this asset or headline was showing up based off of the total amount of impressions that it got. For example, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say this one right here is maybe 70% of the total impressions that the account was having, that this ad had between this time frame. So in the AIS column, it would be 70%. But I'm gonna build these three columns out real quick. So we got AIS, and then we got CPI, which is the conversions per impression share. Well, conversions per impression, meaning the rate of which we're converting at the impressions that we're getting at the same time. And then I have some results that I want to share based on that. All right. Let me pull up another separate document over here so I can better go off of, or build this thing out, because this is something new that I've been trying to do, and making sure that I'm able to just improve everything, even at the asset level. And not a lot of people test and iterate their ad copy and stuff, so this will definitely help. So I'm gonna change this one to total impressions. So this will be the impressions from the 1st to the 31st. And I'm gonna log into this account real quick just to get those numbers. But yeah, AB, I appreciate you asking these questions, man. Have you ever done anything like this with the assets and stuff? Being able to pull the impressions and key metrics from it? All right, so the total amount of impressions they got during that time period was around 5 million. Let me do. So I got 5.3 million impressions for the year 2025. So now I'm just going to copy and paste this for every one of these. Okay, AIS and CPI is new to me. I usually focus on lead volume CPL. Okay. Yeah, CPL is something you can do overall, but this will help you basically promote we'll use the ad copy that's performing the best, which will improve your volume and your cost per lead, and maybe even improve your overall lead quality. May bring in better quality leads too. So for AIS, I'm going to put in equals this one divided by the total, and then multiply that by 100. And then it's going to formulate for everything else. So let's see. I think I did that one wrong. I think I'm supposed to. I'm trying to pull it in by the campaign, so I need to pull in this one. Give me 1 second. I did the total account instead of ad group impressions. Excuse me, my bad. So we got the top performing campaign, and then we got the top performing ad group out of that campaign. And then we're going to go to impressions and pull in the total impressions within that campaign for that ad group. So that would be, instead of this 5 million, which is crazy, is actually 370 something thousand. There we go. Some copy and then paste it for the rest of these. And so now these numbers actually make sense now, because I was like, they're like 1% and 2%. So just to explain AIS, this is the assets impression share, meaning out of this 374,000 impressions that this ad received or generated for the year of 2025, it this asset alone was taking up 39% of the total impressions of this total impression here. So 39%, and then so forth and so forth. All right, so now we do all right, man. Yeah, man, go ahead and subscribe, like, whatever. I'm gonna try to do more videos like this, and if you want, you can come back and watch the replay on the channel, and you can see how I build the rest of this out. But yeah, man, I appreciate you stopping by. All right, so CPI, conversions per impression. So we're gonna say equals within here, and then conversions divided by impressions times 100. And then that'll give us that number. And it's usually in a decimal form. And then down here, I will do equals average. And just average out CPI. So the average is 0.3. Anything above is good. Anything below is below average. So now for ASI, anything below 15 means it has low visibility. Anything above it is good. All right. So let's do, I'm going to color code this, and then we're going to get some results here. I'll probably just do this. And then put it in add a filter by top to bottom. And then all of these are good. These are okay. And then all of these are considered low impressions. So put red. And then over here, let's say anything above 30 is good. And then everything below this is considered low. Well, I'll make it red. All right, so now we need to figure out what the results are. So if we have a high ASI, meaning we have a lot of visibility for this asset, and a high conversion per impression share, that means it's good. So we're gonna put a 1 there, and this is just based off of how I score these. I'm gonna score the rest. Give me 1 second. There you go. So if it has a high AIS and a high CPI, it's a winner. It's a champion. All right. So this one, it is okay, but it's on the good side. So we're gonna put a 2. This one has low visibility, but a high CPI. So we'll put a 2 as well. Meaning it's basically like a hidden gem. Like we could have got more, if we would have got more impressions for this asset or this headline, probably would have generated more conversions. But as of now, we can't really control it, but we know which ones will work the best, and then we can reiterate and optimize. So let's do this. So all of these are considered twos. Just these hidden gems. 1, 1. All right, so if we have a high IS and a low conversion per impression, that means we're showing up a lot, but we're below average on how many conversions we get per impression, which is not good. So we're going to make that a silent killer there. So we'll now put that as 3. And then of course these are trash. 4, because they have low visibility and low or below average CPIs. So these, the number 4s, we probably want to pause. And then the 1s and the 1 through 3s, no, the 1s and 2s will be good. The 3 here is the silent killer, meaning it's going to mess up over time. So it's just getting a lot of visibility, but it's draining everything. And then from there, I will basically take these winners, keep them live and active, probably remove the positions 1 and 2, the position 1 from the ad, and then these down below I'll either remove or just improve the copy, maybe add in a different element of the copy, whether it needs something that's like with scarcity, or maybe a more of a pain point, risk removal, unique selling point, something like that. I can add in there and see if that replacement will improve the overall AIS or the CPI overall. All right, so let's stop. And then I will look and see which ad copy looks good. So based off of this, it looks like all the ad copy that's more like unique selling base didn't really do too well. But the ones with like more feature heavy and keyword heavy are the top performers. So in that case, I'm going to do this. Probably go back and just remove some of these pinned headlines and just let Google optimize, since those, the ones that are pinned, that are top performers, I'm gonna unpin those so that Google can optimize them even more. And then also unpin these, the lower performing ones, so that Google won't show those as the first pin. So if we know they're showing up more often, I'm going to to keep them. And the one that is above average or below average, but not really generating any conversions there. Let me see if there's any, like this one. Let's see, we can remove that one. And go with something different. Call it a day. Let's see what else. I'll just remove the bottom 4, since they really wasn't doing much. And these were like unique selling points that didn't really perform that well. All right, and then from there, we'll save. Perfect. So I appreciate y'all for sticking around. If you want to see more trainings like this, whether I'm optimizing an account or optimizing ad copy like I just showed you here, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what you want to see next. And also, I can't wait to see you in the next live. I'm Guyton, your Google Ads Specialist, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.